Hello, people of YouTube. It's Brittany and her goddess here on the tube and elsewhere. I wanted to address the topic of judgment because when you're in a niche kind of topic, a niche hobby, I guess, a niche activity, there's some like we say no judgment, like don't judge me, don't judge me. I don't judge other people, all that good stuff. But it's necessary. Judgment is discernment. Judgment is being able to categorize, like identify. That doesn't mean not accepting. I can accept anything. I can accept everything. That doesn't mean easily. That doesn't mean I'm happy about everything. It doesn't mean I like everything. But I can accept. Sometimes people are not accepting and they haven't even really judged the situation because they don't even really know what's going on. They don't even have the energy to discern what's actually going on. But they have decided they are not accepting. Alrighty. This has not been something that has been by choice. That's why Albert's so open. It's from the teaching of gratitude and that I don't know everything. And people are different, and there's a reason for everything. Looking at these cards specifically, what would one say is going on for a person? It's like, wow, Nine of Pentacles, that's great. Okay. I mean, basically, the person has it all. Excuse me, they have lots of things. Four of Swords is like meditation or prayer or safe space mentally, time out. And Ten of Swords is like the freaking worst. It's people have talked as bad about you as you could possibly be talked about. You have felt as bad or as upset, horrified about all that, whether it's circumstances and or the people that are talking about you. It's gotten as bad as it could get. Your stress is as high up as it can go. You've said about all you can say in a situation. I don't say about all. And you've said all you can say about whatever negativity. Yeah, it's tap out on the mental plane. So why would someone that has so many things, because we people folk really fixate on things. Things make people happy, right? Stuff and money. What's wrong with this person? They just can't seem to get right. So that's a good thing that they appear to be meditating now, or getting some clarity inwardly. They're mentally stabilizing themselves. Oh, it's a win. That's the best thing that they can do for themselves. Because clearly, the Hishash wasn't doing their mental health any favors. What can be wrong when a person is not happy with their stuff and their dollars? It's said that hold on. That money can't buy happiness, or that money is the root of all evil, or whatever. But money is a thing, like this concept made up. It's become an entity because we've put so much personification on it. But the unhappy thing is not having what one wants. This is said in like fairy tales, like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. She goes through the things, and it's just like too hot, too cold, just right. Too hard, too soft, just right. Excuse me, I'm sorry. If you have a lot of stuff, because you also see that like on Hoarders, that show Hoarders, if you've ever seen it, those people have a lot of stuff, too much stuff. And some people, there is some valuable stuff in there. Collectibles or memorabilia. It is good stuff. And there's some trash mixed in there too. And some folks just seem to have a bunch of trash accumulated in there. But it's not, you notice across the board, it's not what they want. Maybe they're sad about the loss of a person. Maybe they're sad about some sort of injustice. Maybe they're sad about what they didn't have growing up, so they want to have just stuff, like at least their stuff. Maybe they moved around a lot, and so now that they have a place to stay in, they accumulate a bunch of stuff in there. You notice across the board, the problem is emotional. It is some mental lack, and they're thinking about a lack of that is remedied by a physical accumulation, and it is emotional desire. when people observe somebody that seems to have a lot of stuff or a lot of money still wanting more, they get very jealous and they get very mean. Maybe they have people that care about them, but they can't figure out how to have more money. Maybe they've got people that care about them, but they really want to be impressive. And so they're mad because they're just like, I would be so happy if I could just get the kind of stuff that person over there has. Everybody's challenges are different. So I'm not going to say good practice is don't judge, because that's not really, it's not possible, and it's not a good idea. I'm just saying, look look around you and look at who's looking at you, look at who's in proximity to you, and judge with more understanding. What you don't understand, work on. There's a lot of times I'm like, there's a plenty judgment in society looking at really wealthy people and just saying that they suck. If you had that kind of money, all the different decisions that you would make. But you're not the same person. So why does a person like you not have the money to make the decisions that you say that you would make? Could it be that those changes are actively being prevented? Hmm. Nine of Wands is that's like uphill battle where often the fixation tends to be on the advice, which is to lay your burden down. Your load is too heavy. You can't carry it at all. But you try. You're trying to do it all. For you to get all the way to the Nine of Wands, you are a person that tries to take over every job, will do all the things. That is often viewed as ambition. It is judged as ambition. But it can very well be fear of not being enough, doing enough, or earning whatever it is that you want to have, whether that's money or stuff or love or acceptance or acknowledgement. The concern is, what if I don't do enough to deserve that? I've got to keep going. People look, and a fast glance says, that person is so ambitious. Good for them. Well, great. Because don't a lot of people want somebody in proximity to them that's constantly working until you don't, until you want to spend time with them, until you want to talk to them, until you want to share emotions with them. They are too busy doing things. They can't stop and talk to you. What are hugs for? Hugs take up time. Who's going to see the hug, know that the hug took place? Does the hug generate income? Does the hug signal how caring of a person I am in the life bank? If it counts for nothing, what's the point? Person with their feelings out in the wind, now busted up. Needs to go back to the Four of Swords. Because wow, hugs are worthless, huh? Emotional time, worthless. If nobody can see it. If it can't be tallied up. If you don't get a gold star on your shirt for how caring you can be. You won't get a discount at Starbucks. So, on the non-caring tip, those emotionally poor folk do a bunch of other stuff to be rich, to still register as rich, abundant, wealthy on this plane, which in this reality, as much as some people say love is what you need and care and being a good person, you can't always see that with your eyeballs. You want to see it with your eyeballs. You're such a good person because look how much money they've donated to that charity. They're such a good person because look how many people are around them. They're such a good person because I can call them with any problem I have and lay it on them, and they can solve it for me, or they will try to solve the problem with me or for me with haste. So you're talking about a pentacles person, a wands person, an air person, and you're describing cups activity, though. You can do all those things with money, strategy, thought. Looks like, with your eyeballs, care. But care is something that you feel. How do you eyeball care? People usually classify it as physical affection because that's something that occurs generally, it's presumed, when people are comfortable. Oh, you don't hug anyone you don't like. Well, some people demand hugs. So you can be quote unquote rude or standoffish and decline a hug. But some people demand hugs. They really want hugs. And hugs are a way that care is looked upon. Uh, this, like an issue for, because any kind of um, abusive happenstance, there's a twist. There's a mind twist on something. So person says, "Come over here and sit on my lap," and it is perceived as positive interaction because the person used their own two legs, walked over, and sat down. The glee about discomfort comes from a person able to feed or receive energy that is high in general. Doesn't matter what emotion it is, just as long as the person feels something. And so the prompt of bringing somebody out of their comfort zone was to generate a feeling. Feel something so that I can feel something. So you notice how people that are upset about some kind of physical assault that has happened in their life, it's emotional. That person might be very intelligent, very strategic. They might have a lot of money. They might do a lot of good deeds. But emotionally, they are poverty stricken chronically. They need people's feelings often. They do not know how to earn feelings. So they try to steal them. I'm going to do a bunch of stuff that causes you emotional upheaval so that you're going to spend a lot of emotional time, emotional labor, trying to pick through how you feel about me and about what happened and about yourself. But all these feelings, lots of feelings. some emotionally poverty-stricken people only want one person to feed on. Only want one person, only need one person. Some folks want a bunch of people. Some people want new people all the time. Like, feelings taste different. So the people that are angry are emotionally sensitive people, but they're also emotionally abundant people. They are abundant on their own. They can say that they are sensitive to other people, and most, like the empath crowd, is. But they're also emotionally abundant on their own. They can generate feelings about just about anybody, about just about anything. Lots of feelings. And they get angry. The warrior empath folk get angry when they witness somebody getting fed upon because they're just like, get your own. It bothers some people, depending on what kind of theft you witness. If you witness somebody's stuff getting stolen, like, oh, wow, that's a robbery. Holy hell. Some people just must intervene. There's a movie I'm thinking of. It's an older movie, but since the name is not coming to me, I'm going to leave it alone. Maybe I just needed to see the reference. So some people will intervene, or they have a hard time knowing that someone is physically being stolen from, like, their stuff or their money. Some people have a hard time with intellectual theft, like, oh my God, that is like just ideas just snatched, just right, left. Or telling all of these people's business, like, oh my God. Some people have a hard time with like labor theft. Like, why don't you freaking help? What the heck? No one should have to carry all the load. You see somebody doing a thing, offer some assistance. And some people have a very hard time watching folks get emotionally extracted from. Like, how many times you gotta let that person manipulate you before you put a stop to it? And so the response to the Nine of Pentacles, see, I bring it back around. The response is that sometimes somebody it's actually, there is give and take going on. You're witnessing somebody that has a lot of stuff, but may give all their feelings away. Maybe they give all their ideas away. Maybe they give labor away. And so they've earned it. That's the only time that people say, that's fair. They say, hey, that's fair. If they can see the labor and then see the stuff, then they're like, okay, that's how things are supposed to go. But you can't control what people want from you. You might say this is a thing that occurs. It's like anybody that's you've had a job, you've applied for the job, you know what the job description was, and they wanted you to do some other stuff. Maybe it's more than you thought, or maybe it's totally different. Like your job is not what was on the job description at all. Now, why is it not written what your actual job is? Why didn't they write all the stuff that they actually wanted you to do on the job description? Because they didn't plan to compensate you for it. That was the plan. So you're wondering why you're upset, which is an emotion. You emotionally feel run down, you feel manipulated, and your wands, at 9 of Wands, fatigued from labor, might have a 10 of Swords being talked about, laughed at, because people always think you're stupefied if you consent to doing more than you should. But meanwhile, maybe a 9 of Pentacles can show up for gratitude. You can generate a 9 of Pentacles from being grateful. It's depicted often as somebody that don't seem to be aware of all they got, or looking real smug and cocky or whatever. But if you've ever witnessed somebody that doesn't really have a high paying job, but it's really labor intensive, and they refuse to quit, it's because they are grateful for them checks. Like they don't want to not have the checks. That would be worse. 0 of Pentacles. I'm just, y'all want to have 0 of Pentacles. So sometimes a trade-off that's occurring is not visible, because one person might have cups and the other person got pentacles. A person got the cups, the other person got the wands. A person got the cups, another person got the swords. You can't always see emotions. Is really my judgment. That's my conclusion that I'm sharing. So I hope you got something from this. I'm sending lots of love your way. Many blessings on the journey, and I'll see you in the next one.